Being a baseball pitcher is incredibly taxing on the body. The threat of injuries to your shoulder and elbow that could take you out for an entire year are constant on top of the pressure to consistently perform at the risk of being benched. Having to travel to the opposite side of the country is incredibly taxing on the mind, being sent thousands of miles away from anyone you've ever known. Virginia Tech's Grant Manning has to deal with both.
Yeah, when I came from, Los Angeles, being in a lot more urban and suburban environment, a lot more of like a concrete jungle out there, it was a really big difference to be able to live out here in the mountains and the forest, kind of be a lot closer to nature, a lot more in a smaller town and not more tight knit community here in Blacksburg. So it was a really big culture shock. Especially with the starter, it's really important to be able to find your footing, be able to collect outs as quickly as you can, to be able to get through as many innings as possible. When you're a reliever, you kind of really need to be ready from the get-go. You're usually put into high leverage situations at the time.
While being a skilled pitcher on any level is a tall task, hitting those wicked sliders and scorching fastballs may be an even taller one. The opinion that hitting a baseball is the single most difficult feat in all of sports isn't an uncommon one either.
Yeah, that might be a little biased, but I agree with that. I mean, it's super tough. If you hit it well 3 to 10 times, you're considered very good. So
Every baseball player has unique traits that can help or hinder their game, whether that be their swing or the way they move their elbow during every pitch. Manning is no different, but it's one that literally helps him stand out. Grant Manning is 6'6", the tallest player on the roster. It may not seem like a big deal, but being that tall drastically alters how you have to approach your mechanics. When he came to Blacksburg, the coaches knew it needed to be a point of emphasis.
Obviously, every guy moves differently. So when he first got here, I was trying to basically shorten him a little bit with how he got down the mound. He was a guy that kind of he was really long down the mound because he's long levered. So we just tried to get him to move a little more compact and almost like in tighter spaces.
Now a graduate student, Grant Manning and his 3-1 Hokies are getting a new season started. As the bats get warm and the leather flashes, they look to return to regionals for the first time since 2022. And in order to contribute in any way he can, Manning has one thing in mind to reach the next level.
Most difficult will probably be, I'd say, my curveball. It's got a lot of breaks, so it's difficult to be able to throw it in the correct spot, to be able to have it end in the correct spot. I think that's probably been the most difficult pitch for me, that I need to be able to work on my execution. And then outside of that too, I feel really confident in my slider and my changeup, being able to locate those even with their breaks. But yeah, my curveball is the most difficult.